What's good, guys? It's Michael, and in this video I'm going to be sharing my personal experience with the Smolov squat program, as well as providing you guys with some pros and cons. For those of you who are already familiar with the Smolov squat program, you know that phase 1 is the introductory microcycle, and it's recommended that if you're recovering from a previous max out that you do follow this first cycle. It's supposed to be relatively easy so you can recover, but it has enough volume where you're going to get that blood flowing and get a good pump to optimize your recovery. If you want to see my full review on the introductory microcycle, you can go ahead and find the link in the description down below, as well as I will post it up here where you can see my full review. The second phase of the Smolov squat program is called the base mesocycle. And I'm not going to go into too much about how the program is laid out, so if you are interested, go ahead and click the link in the description box down below, where it will bring you to StrongList's website and you can download the spreadsheet for free, and all the weights will be calculated for you. The first week of the base microcycle was relatively easy, as it should be, so don't feel too confident and increase the weight. Instead, follow the program as it is written out for you. The second week is what I would describe as working sets. It's something that's challenging, but I wouldn't go much heavier than that, and it's the same reps and sets as the first week, except you're adding 20 pounds. The third week is where you add 10 pounds to the second week, or 30 pounds total to the first week. This is where I really started to struggle. On July 9th and July 10th, the two last days of the base microcycle is where I really started to struggle with the program, where I wasn't able to finish the reps and sets, and I really started to get down on myself. I like to think that my niche is working out, and that I take pride in being better than the average person when it comes to lifting weights and exercise in general. But when I started to fail these reps and sets when the program said I should be able to do them, I started to think of myself as a failure and really went in a downward spiral. But then I heard this quote: "Just because you fail doesn't mean you're a failure." And this really resonated with me. What it means is that you have to have those bad squat days in order to have those good squat days. Because if you don't have that bad squat day as a comparison, then every squat day will just be mediocre and average. Now, when I was looking over the reviews of this program, deciding whether I should do it or not, I kept on hearing people talk about how hard the program actually was. And I was actually kind of laughing inside, like, how could a program that's just percentage based and just squatting 4 days a week be so difficult? But it wasn't until that third week that I really understood what people were talking about. It's really hard to be able to commit yourself to squatting 4 times a week and not psych yourself out, especially when the program has such an aggressive approach to increasing your squat. So I recommend that if you are going to do the program, that you hide the last week's squat numbers from yourself, because if you look back at it, you might psych yourself out. Some pros of the program are its specificity and volume, and anyone who's done any powerlifting programs previous to this knows that specificity and volume are two huge key factors to increase any compound lift. I also found that the program allowed me to find my groove and improve my squat even more. Before, I would describe my squat form as mediocre to good. Now I would describe my squat form as good to great. Some cons of the program for some people may be that it's too specific. Now, yes, it's specific, and that's why it's so successful at increasing people's squats, but that's all you're doing. So your legs will grow, but if you're already sculpted, your legs will become less defined, as you're not doing as many accessory lifts and isolation work for your legs. Another con of the program for some may be how aggressive the approach actually is. Now, some will have great success, while others will end with injuries. And that's because the program is so aggressive that it puts people on the verge of overtraining. And this is something I personally experienced. On the second to last day, I had my right hip clicking right before I hit the hole. Didn't hurt me, but it kind of freaked me out. I was watching my form on the camera, making sure everything was fine, and it was, but it was still clicking, so I didn't finish the workout. The next morning when I woke up, my outside of my left knee felt kind of funny, and these are what I'm going to call precursors to overtraining, because this isn't something that I've experienced before, and it's not something that you should experience. And I believe these were precursors or signs to overtraining, and I'm glad that the program is over. Now, many people know that this is a huge workload for anybody. That's why the next phase is the switching phase, where you're doing power cleans, squat negatives. Essentially, you're stepping away from heavy squatting sets. The only recommendation that I have is that if you are going to do the program, you at least have 1 year of experience. And I recommend this because the program puts so much strain and stress, not just on your muscles, but everything you have. It's gonna put so much stress on everything that you need to have experience, because if you're a newbie, yes, you're gonna make great progress, but you're not gonna be used to that much stimuli and squatting 4 times a week, so you will overtrain and hurt yourself in the long run. In the future, I plan not to follow the program to phase 3 because I am starting to work out with Blake, who's my little brother again. We're gonna do more athletic work like ladder drills, a lot of jumping, lunging. We're putting a lot more explosion work into it. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below what you guys thought, and subscribe for more videos like these. I'll see you guys next time.